everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm out in my front yard, on my porch actually. It's such a beautiful Sunday. The weather has been really nice and warm today, and I wanted to take this time to actually use some of these materials that I gathered. I'll post a link to the video where I went foraging for these materials around me, and I was able to find a bunch of things just either discarded or in my own yard, and I'm actually starting to create a wreath using those materials, and I kind of wanted to take you along with me and show you how I was creating it. So to start, I have this beautiful wreath base that I picked up last year, and I've been using it for I used it last winter as well, and I really like how this is so natural and twiggy, and even if some parts of this are exposed, I do like how it looks on its own. So this is what I'll be using for the base of the wreath, and in addition to that, I have my greens. So what I'll be doing is I'll be creating several bunches of these greens that I have, and I do have a yew that I will also be taking a little pieces of it as I'm making the branches, and I also have this euonymus evergreen that I'll be taking some variegated leaves from and adding to my bunches as I'm making the wreath. Sorry, I just dropped everything, but I kind of wanted to show you the materials that I was using. So I have these black elastic bands. These are the tiny elastic bands. So that's what I will be using to create these bunches and securing them together. And I also have this wire. It's just a decorative wire that I picked up at the dollar store, and I'll be using that to kind of arrange all of these bunches on the wreath. So and I have a pair of cutters, and I also have some of this natural jute kind of burlap garland. So I'll see if I want to make a bow to add to it later if I feel like making that. So I have that as well, and I also have these decorative berries that I found at the dollar store as well that I will add a pop of red. Originally I was going to use these orange berries on it, but I'm finding that they are kind of drying and falling apart, so I may add a few with the red, but I'm not sure yet if I am going to. So I'll see if I add that or not. So yeah, this is all the material that I'm going to be using to make the wreath, and I'm really going to be making it outdoors. It's been a really lovely weather today, and I want to take this time to make this wreath today and show you and bring you along. So the first step for me is to create a bunch of these bunches. I probably would make about so the idea is to kind of place them on the wreath, one on the outside, one on the inside, and then just keep layering it till you make a formation that you like. You can go in one direction or you can reverse the direction. It depends on the look that you like and what you're going for, and I just go with the feel, how I like it. And it doesn't have to be very for me, it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be whatever creative style you want to use and whatever you like, and that's just what this wreath is going to be for me. So I'm going to do that, and let me first create these bunches, and I'll show you what those look like and how I'm creating those bunches first. Is the two bunches together, and I've trimmed off the bottom, and I'm going to use this black elastic to kind of tie them together and create a bunch, and I'll show you once I've kind of put this bunch together what this looks like. Here it is. I've created a bunch together using a bunch of different evergreens, and I think it looks really pretty with the variegated leaves and the other blue greens on it. So I think I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to make a few of these bunches, and I will take you along when I'm arranging them on the wreath. So yeah, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a bunch of these. I think I will probably make about 15 of them, and then see if I need more or less. We'll see when we start arranging it. I've created several of these bunches, and they are all different sizes. I kind of went along with the shape of these little stems that I found, and I haven't really made them all even sized. I kind of like the organic kind of look of these, so I'm going to really just arrange them on this wreath, and I'm going to attach them with this wire and tie them onto this wreath. And basically what you do is you kind of alternate one on the outer side and one of them more on the inside, and then you keep overlapping them and cover up the entire wreath, and then I will add some decorations to it once I've covered the wreath. So I'm going to cover the wreath up and I'll show you what this looks like. So I'm just going to twist tie with this wire and secure it to this wreath. And I mean, this wire is thin enough to kind of go through this this wreath structure very easily. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll show you once this wreath is completely covered with the green. So this is what the wreath looks like so far, and I decided to kind of layer the branches going upward this way and then one going upward in this direction. This one here is a little bit longer than what I would have liked, so what I'm going to do is either I'm going to tie it back a little bit more on this wreath so that it kind of is a little bit more closer to the base, or I might just snip out a section of this. I haven't decided yet, or I might just add a few more variegated leaves over here so that it kind of is more balanced. So what I also found useful is using this wire that's already attached to this wooden kind of piece here. It was easy to just hold it and keep wrapping it, and then when I want to end it, I can just kind of create a little knot using this wire as well. So I found this, if you are able to find a wire that's attached to it to something like this is just a wooden kind of piece, and it's just very handy, easy. It doesn't get tangled easily, and I find it really useful in kind of quickly wrapping this around. And the reason I'm using black is because it's barely visible with the brown base and the green of the leaves. So if I had used green or red, I feel like it would probably be a little bit more shiny and visible. So just what I felt was useful. I kind of wanted to share this tip with you, and I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to create a few more of these, and I'm going to finish covering this wreath with all the greens. So this is what the wreath looks like right now, and I really like how this looks. It looks very naturalistic, and what I like to do at this point is I'm going to spray it with some water so it stays fresh, and I also recommend you spray it every few days so that the greens can stay a little bit hydrated and fresh. And what I'm going to do, like you can see that there are some of these branches that are still sticking out, and I actually don't mind it because it kind of makes it look very natural, which I actually do not mind. I could tie them up a little bit tighter, but I kind of like how it is more organic looking, and it looks really pretty with the blues and the greens and the variegation. I really like how it looks, and I also recommend that you hang it up and you see how it looks before you add more decorations to it. So I'm just very happy with how the greens look. Like, I'm not a professional wreath maker, and I kind of just do it as a hobby and go with the flow and what I feel like making. So I'm just, you know, just showing you as a DIY person at home. Like, if you feel like making a wreath, it's not complicated, it's easy to put it together, and it actually looks really nice and really festive, and very nice to kind of use materials and cuttings from your own garden and just create something that looks as organic and beautiful as this is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some red decorations on it, and I'll see how I want to place them and if I want to add them and what I'm going to add, and I'll show you what that looks like once I place it on the wreath. Finished adding a little bit of decoration decorative touches to the wreath. So they've added the red kind of berries. These are styrofoam berries from the dollar store and a jute bow to the wreath, and mostly kept the decorations more at the bottom and going with the flow of the greens that I added. I do not like to overly decorate it with a lot of different things. I like it to be more simple and organic. So I've just added a few of these and put the bow on, and I think it looks really nice. It's looking very festive and holiday, and I really like the different greens that I was able to find from my garden and from outside, and just added on to this wreath. It just looks really pretty. I love the colors and I love everything about it right now, and I'm so excited to enjoy this over the holidays. It also really goes well with the Christmas planters that I created, and I just love how it all looks together. And I hope you found this video useful. I know that I am just, you know, trying and playing with this on my own. I, you know, haven't really done much of this in the past, but I really like doing this. It's a nice crafty project to do for the winter, and I love making this. And I love how it turns out every year, and it's different, and I like that about this process. And I hope you know, you will go out there and try making this for the holidays. And it is very, it's a lot of fun, and it just takes about half an hour of an afternoon to kind of create something beautiful from a lot of materials you already have at home. So that's what I've done. I've kind of pretty much used, I had this jute basically kind of like, it was like a roll of jute that was sitting in my craft box, and the only thing I bought was this and the wire that I showed you, and everything else I had at home, and the greens are from my garden and from some foraged materials that I found as I was walking along. So yeah, I think it's really pretty what you can make from a few things, and it just adds a lot of presence to the holiday decor. So I hope everyone is having a fabulous day wherever you are, and thanks so much for watching my video, and subscribe to my channel for more updates from me and on my channel. Thank you so much.